You might not know this, but without this man, Lawrence Wong might never have been Singapore's fourth Prime Minister, and his name is Lim Siong Guan. The story of Lawrence Wong begins in Marine Parade, and it's the 1970s, and concrete blocks were rising from reclaimed land. A new Singapore was in the making. In one of those flats lived our future Prime Minister, son of a salesman and a school teacher. PM Wong attended the schools in his neighbourhood, from Head Boys Primary to Victoria Junior College, and led a largely ordinary life. Then came the scholarship. PM Wong later admitted, if not for the scholarship, I would never have been able to afford to study in the US. It was his ticket to another world. But when he landed in Wisconsin, for the very first time, it wasn't a dream, it was a shock. Snow biting at his face, no family, and with little money in his pocket, he sometimes resorted to busking for pocket money. Despite being thousands of miles away from home, he endured. He studied hard, finished his degree in Wisconsin, and later at Harvard. He came home with degrees from America and walked straight into the Ministry of Finance, but back in the grey corridors of government, he found himself buried in policy papers, the work invisible, the hours endless. The doubts piled up, and the private sector still whispered of higher pay and faster success. He wondered if he had chosen wrong, if maybe he should just walk away. But as we all know, he decided to stay, and that choice set him on a path he could never have predicted. His hard work carried him into one of the most demanding jobs in government, Principal Private Secretary to Prime Minister Lee Hsien Loong. It was here, in the eye of power, that Wong learned how the country was steered. Crisis by crisis, decision by decision. This wasn't just another job. It was PM Wong's masterclass in leadership, crisis navigation, and governance, all under the mentorship of the man he would one day succeed. PM Wong pressed on, and in 2011, he entered politics. No fanfare, no sweeping victory, just another face on a GRC campaign poster. Another name few remembered. His trials came fast. Education and national development, two of the hardest portfolios in government. He wasn't the loudest in the room, not an orator like the legendary Lee Kuan Yew who could move crowds with thunder in his voice. Lawrence Wong didn't need that. His strength was different. He listened, he worked, and when he spoke, it was with quiet conviction. His speeches could sound stiff, his tone too careful. Online critics dismissed him as competent but uninspiring, reliable but forgettable. Still, he endured. History was about to call him into a fight unlike anything he had ever faced before. In 2020, a virus shuts down the world, borders close, fear spreads faster than flights. PM Wong steps forward as co-chair of the multi-ministry task force to combat COVID-19, and the mission was to save lives and protect livelihoods. Under his watch, Singapore became the first country in Asia to approve and receive the Pfizer vaccine, and remember, this was an American-made vaccine and priority was given to close allies. Yet somehow, tiny Singapore was at the front of the line. Rollout is rapid. By August 2021, 4 in 5 people are fully vaccinated, rising to over 90% with 2 doses by 2022. The outcomes are stark. An overall fatality rate below 0.1%, among the world's lowest, and while the economy took the worst hit ever since independence, it bounced back the very next year, growing 7.6%. One of the strongest rebounds globally. For PM Wong, this was the report card of the task force he co-chaired. Lives protected, confidence restored, and in the process, he earned something that no statistics could measure: the respect of his peers and the trust of the public. And with that trust came something more: his emergence as the natural choice to lead Singapore into its next chapter. Remember this man? Years earlier, when PM Wong was ready to walk away, it was Lim Siong Guan who told him to stay. Not for money, not for glory, but because the work would matter when it mattered most. What looked like endless, invisible grind, policy papers, forgotten memos, unglamorous portfolios became his wax on, wax off. The lesson he didn't know he was learning became the very skills Singapore needed when the final boss arrived.